Are medium tanks the best? I'd say so. Medium tanks, in my opinion, you get the versatility. Now, in this video, I'm going to showcase why I believe medium tanks are the best. I'm Tsunami Blitz, and welcome back to my channel. I'll get into a few different battles today, and you will see a great value in medium tanks. Medium tanks are usually underestimated and are more powerful than the typical player can really use it. Most medium tank players, they complain about the armor, they complain about some of the higher caliber mediums not having the DPM. But if you use it right, you can deal and dish out some great damage in battle. For example, this medium tank, the Lorraine 40T, superb tank, probably my all-time favorite. Just got it recently. It's one of the few tanks I didn't have, and I have most of the premium tanks in the game. This tank, I think, in my opinion, is better than, say, the Progetto. But the Progetto has its upside, and like I said, there's a lot more versatility to medium tank. So you might play a medium tank such as like Lorraine, which has basically no armor, or you can play a medium tank like, say, Defender MK1. Yeah, Defender MK1 has a solid turret, probably one of the best medium turrets for the style tank it is, with that, kind of strange, hybridized style engine, which kind of gives it okayish speed. Lorraine definitely would have a better chance at catching up and probably outmaneuvering a Defender. I might be wrong on that. I probably am, to be honest. I haven't really put them side by side. I played them back to back, and Lorraine just felt faster. But a tank like Defender, you're gonna get a much more versatile experience, but not necessarily the damage output. Lorraine just has that 4-shot auto reloading mechanism in its gun, so it can shoot 4 shots for around, I think, between 180 and 220 or something like that. I might be wrong on that exact number. That's why I'm giving a range, because it is a range. You're never exact on your damage. Yeah, 215. So yeah, it's like 220. I think is the max roll on average roll on the tank. As you can tell, look at that. Just the versatility of a medium tank. You can reposition. You can outmaneuver a lot of heavies. Some mediums, if you're up against other mediums, yes, you might have a little bit of a harder time countering them if your tank doesn't have the DPM to match. But look at this. The Panther 8.8, probably the most underestimated tank. It's very similar to the Tech Tree. I think it has maybe a slight better reload on its, not its top tier gun, not its higher caliber gun, but its second max gun, if you like the quicker reload, around the same pen. But it is probably the greatest investment you can make if you like the Panther. So it has the great side screens. It has a nice little sleek turret. It's not all boxy. It has angles. It has the 5 to 6 second reload, depending on if you're running gun rammer. So yeah, you can see the versatility in medium tanks. If you were in a light tank, you get hit, your chances of bouncing something aren't as likely. You're more likely to get penned. Probably a good 80-85% of the time, because you get those lucky HE misses on the tracks or something. But for the most part, you're gonna encounter with a light tank, you're gonna encounter a lot more tanks that can pen you and just one hit you if they're the right caliber. So medium tanks, you have, like I said, that bit of extra armor that can give you a bounce. Maybe not all the time, you can't rely on it on quite a few of the tanks, but you can, if you know where you can bounce, you can utilize that to your advantage. Now look at this, I took a chance with the Panther. I had to spot that TD, I didn't know where he was, but at this point I had to be committed. So look at that, maneuverability. Granted, that tank destroyer has maneuverability too, but just that reload and the ability to bounce off the front arm. Look at that, just bouncing non-stop. Now, and I managed to, shoot a dead shot, but and then it just able to pen. If you use it and you flank or go around and you find those positions that you can pen, because a lot of heavies you can't pen frontally unless you load Pramo, but sometimes it's better. Just use the terrain, and since you have the mobility, you can get around a lot quicker, and you can get to those positions just as quick. Or sometimes some of the mediums are not as fast as light tanks, but they can really keep up the pace. So medium tanks are basically a combination of a heavy tank and a light tank. You get the mobility, and you get a little bit of the armor. Now, some of them don't have either, but they sacrifice both of those. They might not have both of them, but they sacrifice one for maybe an autoloader. Now, Defender is one of those tanks that you can buy. It's a nice tank, nice premium autoloader. Very, very good turret. You can bounce quite a few shots off that, as long as you hold down. If you have a bit of a height advantage or terrain advantage where you're up high and enemies down low, you can peek out a little bit further, because that front upper plate can really bounce stuff. Just make sure you hide the lower plate, and make sure nobody gets no side shots on you, because your sides are tenable. So don't ever peek out too much. But medium tanks, like the Defender, can move around the map. They can get up hills, not as fast as light tanks, but some of the acceleration speeds on these medium tanks, in my opinion, actually can be better than some of the light tanks in the game, especially if they're stock, obviously. Stock is always trash. But medium tanks are, look at that bounce. Medium tanks can get you from point A to point B quick. You can utilize armor if you have it, like the Defender does. The Defender has very great turret armor. The rest of it, you can't rely on it. I mean, you can side scrape, I believe, in this. I think it has just enough to bounce if you do it at the right angles. But you rely on the turret armor. Turret armor is the thing. Now, know your tank. You gotta know which tank has what for armor. And you gotta utilize that armor. If you don't, you will get destroyed quickly. It's not worth, investing in a tank, especially a premium tank, that is not quite your playstyle, or you're not quite figured out how to utilize that tank. And start off small. Go to the tech tree, figure out which tanks work for you. Not everybody is a quick mobile tanker. They like to stay in a spot and shoot, so they go heavy. Yeah, I understand there are, benefits to playing, each type of tank, and each tank is great. Each tank type is great, but if you're looking for a tank that's all-arounder, definitely go medium. Medium has mixture of both. It's more forgiving than say light tanks. And medium tanks are definitely more for the, I like to play. I don't really have to, worry about, getting destroyed too quickly. I can move around, get around. But to each their own, I'd say you get more fun out of a medium tank. But I can see, players really enjoying heavy tanks. Heavy tanks are a great choice for if you want to go front line and really hunker down, block damage, and deal that high alpha. But there are high alpha mediums like the Chimera, and then you got the new medium tank that just came out today, the Chinese medium that has a 400 alpha gun. It's basically the Chinese Chimera.
Our driver is dead. We can barely move.
Now, you can't blame certain tanks' performance. Like if you lose your win rate, you can't base that on your performance. Because look at this, I did fantastic. I just had a group of heavy tankers who just didn't really want to play the heavy tank role. Happens. Now here I am on New Bay, back again in Lorraine. Like I said, it's my favorite. And this battle was a little strange because it was tier 7, and I know this tank is overpowered against tier 7. It just can deal out damage so quickly. It's not quite fair to some, but hey, it's in the game. I'm gonna play it. So I am gonna go around the other way because I can see they went the typical spots as usual. So I'm gonna go around and try to see if I can get a better vantage point. Now I know this is a hot spot for some tank destroyers and some heavy tanks that like to. Yep, right here, heavy tank. Didn't want to load the Pramo yet. So I am going to keep those 3 shells and I'm going to shoot them at T-34. Now, I'm going to follow my platoon mate because I can see he already took a few hits. So I have to come up and spot that heavy tank. I know there's another tank over here. I'm going to get off my 2 shells. I'm going to take a shot. See, he has no armor. Easy pen for the T-34. So I am going to keep myself here. I'm going to get hit again. But watch as I'm able to reposition a lot quicker than, say, a heavy tank. I'm trying to hug this wall so I can stay tight closer to this wall, because I didn't know whether or not he was going to push up the road, which he didn't. But I know since my DPM is a lot better, in this moment I can deal out the kill shot. Now I'm going to distract this heavy tank right now and see if I can reload while he is focused on the other tank. Now my platoon mate was in trouble, so I, instead of taking out the heavy tank, I ended up focus firing this J Panther. Now, I wasn't lucky enough to, reload in time. Obviously, it's a 20-second reload on Lorraine, which is a downside, but an upside at the same time because it forces you to reposition. Now, I hate this about some of the maps where you get stuck. You just happen to hit an object the wrong way and it makes you move the wrong way. And I got stuck on that pole. It happens in game. Now, I took a heavy hit from that tank, but obviously we're gonna end up winning. It's actually questionable because the rest of my team really as you can see, the Tiger 2, I believe, is down there facing the Luva, and it's not doing too well. And yeah, the SBC just went right in front of it. Instead of flanking around like I'm actually going the wrong way. I, for some reason, thought there was a ramp going down. I don't usually come back this way on this map, like ever, unless I really have to. And I usually don't tank that way. I usually go under the bridge to here. So now I missed this last shot. The Luva has a pretty strong front haul. I could have used a PCR and finished them off, but it didn't work out in my favor. I thought that I wouldn't have had to deal with this. So now I'm stuck reloading. Now it's just more of a try to bait him, which I wasn't successful at. This has no armor. But now at this point I know he has a long reload, sneak right up and shoot. When you know you can finish off an enemy, even I wasn't sure. I thought it was dead at that point, but now you can see for yourself, or you can make your own judgment, or just out of experience. If you like any other tank, it's up to you. It's your opinion, but medium tanks, in my opinion, are the best. Now that's it for my video. I might have another video up before the weekend. I'm not sure, but just stay tuned. Like and subscribe if you liked my video, and I'll see you in the next one.